Hello there, come Wolfram. As you can hear, my throat isn't really good, so I'm being helped by Leo to go over the footage and new gameplay that we got.
Nintendo has never done this before. A big trailer on a Friday, since indeed, we just got the story trailer we have been waiting for. The answer is, to say the least, creepy and filled with platforming sections and proper dungeons. So be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press that notification bell, and let's jump into what might be Zelda Echoes of Wisdom's last big trailer, The Still World. Yet another rift emerges, this time from the throne. Acting quick, the King of Hyrule pushes away his daughter and goes down the rift with his general and minister. They all end up on the other side, the Still World. Princess Zelda evades the rift again, but now she has lost 4 powerful allies to the Purple Link, her father and his advisors. Hyrule isn't alone though, as Gerudo Desert, Jabal Waters and far more have been partitioned by Ganon's rifts. Upon traversing the different provinces of Hyrule, Princess Zelda is eventually forced but also helped by Tri, the ethereal creature, to take a leap of faith into the unknown tears. The Still World is definitely away from her home, as she will be surrounded by powerful enemies including all too familiar Lynels. They stand in her way towards the castle and her father. The Still World is no laughing matter and does remind us of Pokemon Generation 6's Distortion World. The twisted fragments of floating land, items and worst of all people, once key to Hyrule but now in the Still World. A void filled with platforming, puzzles and combat. A true danger zone and dual world. This is where we have already located the poor lady who was stolen away and drained of her colours in the reveal trailer. Tri makes their fate more than clear. When people get pulled into rifts, they kind of petrify and can't move anymore, and if they stay that way, they will eventually fade away. End quote. A truly eerie predicament, making it clear that Zelda's quest is Hyrule's last hope of survival. Everyone depends on the princess. She has to make that jump over those gaps and pull out the right echoes, boxes, crates, beds, all to progress towards the even greater evil. Massive dungeons, the first proper ones not reachable right away in the game, are back. Suthorn Ruins appear to be the only initial D here, and that is with a big D filled with dark nuts, requiring candles, echo enemies to burn. Lighting fires through creative use of echoes is an essential mechanic in solving the puzzles, though you will be stuck without Bind, the ability you more than likely gain in the same temple. As demonstrated by torching an echo tree and then dragging it to light yet another torch below, our reward? Colossal bosses. This giant effing rock for instance. Though, like any Zelda boss, he has a weakness, and it glows purple. You can unleash rope echoes to hit its weak point, though that might not result in massive damage. Instead, a better idea might be to combine your echoes, both the dead and alive. No matter what, it is clear that in typical Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom fashion, our tactics are left to our own imagination. Sometimes the best course of action might be to unleash a piranha plant echo while we take a well-deserved nap, and we'll be needing that rest to get across distorted purple blobs, piranha plants at unusual angles, all depending on what rift you enter from and from which province and climate. Jumbled waters will likely lead us to water sections like this one, while the Elden Volcano will likely drop us into the magma sections which require rocky solutions. Along the way we will block fire and bind to move along the giant effing rocks in our way. By the way, there are a lot of giant effing rocks. But what is this? A puzzle leading to a boss key chest. Are these finally back in the franchise? It might just be the case. All within proper dungeons with mind-blowing gameplay and countless new mysteries to explore. Re-Deads in Hyrule are scary enough, but they've got nothing on their nightmarish forms in the Still World. Fortunately, with the right enemy echo, we can blow them away. Defeated enemies become our allies, as an Anglifry echo can show us the way in the darkness, while keys will still get us safely across the rising magma. But where there is fire, there must be water, and yes, this game does have a water dungeon, one that we can only hope will be a fun challenge. Luckily, we have the power of Link with us. Well, sort of. Since we may not play as Link after the opening until much later, but with his dropped sword, we can at least still play like him, sword and shield in hand. This is because Zelda becomes the Link through her sword fighter form, all thanks to Link's mysterious new blade. Granting her a temporary new hairdo, heroic green tunic along with the tools of the attack and defense, these combined make up the third power in the game after Echoes and Bind. Wait a minute, wisdom to create echoes, power to bind and move giant objects around, and now the mighty courage of the hero himself. Rearrange and we have power, wisdom, and courage. With her mighty sword, she can crush the purple obstacles and crush enemies much like what her possible real-life crush did on the path to Ganon. Moblins don't stand a chance against this force, and best of all, the 3 above-mentioned powers can be combined at once. Power to bind, wisdom, and summon echoes, and courage to strike with the sword. Ship ahoy, this girl is a true pearl, but why this precious lasts forever? The sword only lasts for a short while, at the very least in the beginning. Level 1 drains fast, but with the collection of energy in the Steel World, our time as Zelink can be prolonged. We just need to fill up the sword's gauge, and eventually also upgrade from level 1 to 2 and so on. Thankfully, we can ambush foes both in the Steel World and Hyrule, all to quickly deal with enemies, collect the loot, and move on. That covers the powers that have an organic character, since we finally got an explanation of the machines teased in the reveal trailer. Now they have a name, Automatons, built by none other than this game's Damp. This time he is an engineer and creator of what? Well, automatons naturally. The 4th way to deal with pesky monsters are effects of different kinds like music bubbles to block annoying wall foes. Though like with anything mechanical, these contraptions can break if overused, and destroyed by say Slimer. At least it looks like the one from Ghostbusters. Echoes of Wisdom is truly a next-gen top-down Zelda title, as the NPCs will provide similar qualities as in the open-air 3D titles. Through here they might mostly offer to fetch and defeat monsters quest. Though based on the samurai-like NPC, we might also be able to join a proper dojo, and even get parachutes. Not just Hylians, but also Sheikah, Gerudo, Firework Gorons, and more. Plus we also have cats and dogs, just like in Twilight Princess. Not sure if we can pet them though, that would be a nice feature. What makes me even more happy though than the wildlife is the fact that fairies are now truly kawaii. They definitely rock the middle part, Hero of Time style. I'm definitely looking forward to visiting their fountains, traditionally in caves. Either way, they will be a great help to survive our plunges into the rifts all over the Still World. Though even in Hyrule, the purple monsters of this realm will likely be a problem that need to be dealt with. From this quick clip, we can also see that the D-pad has gained multiple different commands. To the right, the Tri-Rod for bind. To the top, Sword Fighter Zelink. Finally, below to our left, we have our automatons. All might be needed in combination when hit by the dark purple blob, manifesting as dark keys and I guess a chew. While in Castletown, Zelink will have to deal with truly dark nuts and moblins. Combat is just so much fun in Echoes of Wisdom, and more importantly, rewarding. This is all thanks to the Echo system. It is pure fact at this point, the 21st Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is the ultimate open world top-down Zelda. Climbing, flying, and more with bind, crossing entire forests by simply jumping from one top of a tree to another, all on path to more solid rocky structures. No volcano is unconquerable, despite the heat we will face along the way. No winter is cold enough to prevent the ultimate princess from traversing all of Hyrule's corners, including on horseback and with echoes we've collected. Combine it with bind and it gets even better. It truly appears that all barriers found in the open-air 3D Zeldas of the Switch have been addressed. Zelda can swim on the surface and go underwater. She can also cross Still World deserts by jumping from bed to bed, glide along the land with Coco, though to be fair there are better ways thanks to bind to get around the multiple maps of this game, including by horseback, which as is tradition, tied to a number of minigames. We can choose ambush, stealth in pots, and even combine them. Along with dragging along giant Zol-facing singing frogs, the magic of Zelda is truly back and fairies once again look like tiny angels. It is simply adorable. Unlike this epic dragon however, which appears to be the boss of the Still World dungeon and section connected to Eldin Volcano. Will this dragon boss outfly Volvagia and Argarok? I sure believe it can, with this boss stage requiring a number of echoes to take down the flying beast. But there is still more to the Still World, as a controlled by Ganon Link awaits, and he will pull his blade against the heir to the throne. And that is pretty much it for the third, possibly final proper trailer for the game. We have the PAX West demo, which we wish we could play, but literally everything revealed up to this point is just fantastic. The Zelink gameplay is just the icing on the cake, and yes, we are in love with it. Nintendo delivered the ultimate combo of story and gameplay, and it goes with the theme of the game. Do it your way through too many to list here combinations. Thursday, September 26th cannot come soon enough. But what is your hype level after this truly spectacular trailer? You know, full of a number of new features. Sound off in the comment section below. If you haven't already, then be sure to either like, subscribe and press that notification bell, or to make sure you don't miss our upcoming Echoes of Wisdom videos. As always, a big thanks to all of you for watching. Most of all, thank you so very much to our great patreon.com patrons. Special shoutouts go to royal producers Zach Johnson and JC Funk, along with heroes Holly Wolf, Cheryl and Garrett Hoy. You all rock, and please enjoy one of two of these awesome videos.